What's going on, people? You know who this is. This is not Impact, and I'm back bringing you a breakdown of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the game. Uh, what else can be said about this game except for it's a fun ass beat 'em up, and without a shadow of a doubt, it's actually one of my favorite reviews. I remember I used to play this game when I was a kid, and so I didn't really think much of it. Don't get me wrong. I thought it was a good game, but I'll be 100% honest, it was never a game that was like, it was one of those games you throw on, you play for like maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then like, then you go do something else. Like, you go outside. I would just throw it on just to remind myself that the game exists. It was never like one of those games where it was like, man, this game is like game of the year. Like, it's not, I don't treat it the same way I treated my classics. But I still had a lot of fun with this game as a kid. So much so that I had to re-get the game. And as you can see, I'm playing it. I actually own this game. I went and rebought it on Amazon for Super Nintendo. But what I did decide it was like, it's a lot easier to just, do like everyone else and emulate. Yeah, so I decided to emulate. Of course, a lot of these games I play on my my Odin 2 device, which is a streaming device that also does emulation. I mean, people at this point should know about these devices. Like, they've been growing in popularity. So, But anyway, yeah, this game right here is like I said, this is a game that I really did enjoy a lot as a kid. It's very simple, punch, 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 punch. And I gotta say, Trini is actually one of the better characters in the game. She's one of the better, rendered characters. Like, her design is actually pretty cool. I always laugh because as a Yellow Ranger, she's like, has the same body as the male Rangers. So, and of course, everyone knows because of the Sentai footage that, the Yellow Ranger originally was a male. In the original Sentai footage of Power Rangers. And again, if you don't know what Sentai and all that stuff is, like, I don't blame you, because it's kind of hard to, it's hard to, to understand that stuff. But it's not, they don't own the footage. They just tailor the footage ever how they want it from the Japanese show. That's long story short. It's a lot more complicated than that, but But anyway, yeah, this is the first boss. I was like, I kept him in the video because I was like, it makes sense, because I'm not gonna show you the whole game. Like, I'm not gonna talk about the whole game. I'm just talking about just different points in the game and what I really liked about it. But I decided to keep the first boss in because, he's the first boss of the TV show. The first, you watch the first episode, and I think one of the things which I love about this game, but also hinders this game, is the fact of like one ranger at a time. Like, it really does make this game like seems much smaller than what it is. And so I edited ahead of time and showed you one of the most annoying bosses. This is the boss I freaking hate. And I'll show you quickly why I hate this boss. Right now you'll just see like it's normal, like he's teleporting. It's a normal, whatever, teleport. Just kind of predict where he's gonna go. Don't let him hit you too much, because he does so much damage if he hits you while he's on the ground. Way more damage on the ground than he does in the air for some reason. But it's a repetitive boss, and a repetitive pattern over and over again, because you're just swiping away at him. But yeah, I do think that this game was rushed. Like, to me, you can't say this game wasn't rushed. Like, a lot of things is just missing from this game. And so let me speed up the footage. But this went on for about, I would say, almost damn near 5 minutes of me chasing this guy around. Now, I'm speeding it up for you because you don't want to sit there and watch me, sit there. And I want to show you my favorite boss to fight. I think this is actually a fun boss. and not because like he's easy, but because I think the fact that he uses different attacks and different angles, and you gotta kind of chase him. Again, it's always chasing them annoying patterns, but it's like, it's easy patterns to get the hang of once you get it. And I actually just really like this stage too. And I didn't even talk about the music. I should talk about the music. There's some really good music in this game. like the game has really fun music. Like stage 1, area 1, they call them an area, so area 1 and I would say area 3, and then the boss battle has like some really great music. And yeah, you can see here, like I said, this is it's one of the easier patterns, because once you learn that you can destroy his these things that he throws over, the magic that he uses, you know, it's a lot easier. But let's skip ahead again, because again, like I said, I'm just here to show you parts of the game and just talk about it, and talk about my boy Zach, who was actually my favorite ranger when I was a kid, because obviously, you know, representation matters. You know what I mean? Like, don't let these weirdos out here tell you that it don't matter, because it does. Because like when I was a kid, you know, there wasn't many black things, like, you know, superheroes that you know, that we were aware of, that, you know, that wasn't on some like Marvel or, you know, whatever. But Zach was, and him himself has said that he deems himself the Black Ranger as one of the first black superheroes. Like, I'm like, and he's 100% right, because, you know, he did represent to a lot of people. Like, the reason to get into the show, he listened to hip hop. He, you know, a lot of other, you know, he had his own martial arts and hip hop keto, you know. And don't get me wrong, like, when he left the show, of course, everyone else, I was sad, and, you know, I became more of a Tommy fan. But that's only because, like, you know, Zach had left the show. But and plus, the Green Ranger was just cool, man. It was just, what are you gonna say? The Green Ranger had some of the best stuff. But I wanted to talk about this depiction of Zach right here, because, like, I don't know, it's something awful. But as a kid, I never noticed it, but that looks straight like blackface to me. Like when you do like these Japanese like caricatures of black people, like the way his mouth looks, and it's just like, I don't know, it's just like, it looks like that or a frog, and I'm not feeling that design. I'm not, like, you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, I was cool that he's doing the, you know, the hip hop keto. They mixed it in with his movement, but it's just them lips, man. What's going on with them lips and them ears? Look at that shit. It's like a monkey. Like, what's going on there? And, you know, and again, I'm skipping ahead to, you know, I'm not accusing them of anything. I'm just saying this is, you know, racist depictions of black people. I'm not throwing that on this game. But Japanese people, you are not, you know what's funny? When I say Japanese, I said this to another friend of mine about the Japanese quirk, like how they do things, and, like, you know, they're very much, you know, jingoistic in a lot of ways, and a lot of things they do. Though all my examples would be old, like, you know, the way they do characters, like, from other cultures, like, you know, Street Fighter, if you look at it, like a Native American hitting people, saying how, and you know, punch out, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm not putting it on this game. I want to talk about the funnest mode right here, which is when you get to play as a Transformer, Megazord. And, like, I've seen so many reviews, and again, I don't watch many reviews of games, because I don't want to taint my review, but I've seen so many people complain about how they didn't like this part of the game. Like I'm sitting here like, this is the funnest part of the game. This is almost like a fighting game right here. It has highs, it has mids, it has lows. And the thing about the lows is you can't really block the lows. You have to jump the lows. And then, like, yeah, it's punishment if you attack, you know, it's punishment, like, and then you can do charges. Like, hey, Tekken, you need to take a look at this right here. Look at how they're doing the meter. You actually build meter, and each time, and the further it builds, the more, you know, important that the move you can do. So, you know, that's why I'm like, this is actually really freaking fun. And like I said, I literally would just play this game just to put the code in to play this. And what I alluded to last time, but I didn't talk about, was that this has a multiplayer. You can literally play 2 players. Somebody has to be the bad guy, though. The character you see right there on the screen. I really wish they had put Goldar in this game. I feel like there was a good chance to put Goldar in this game right here. But anyway, yeah, pretty much this. Again, like I was just saying, I was just showing you some of the things I really liked about this game. Comment section was really friendly. A lot of people commented. Again, like I said, if you feel free to comment, you know, like some of the things that, this being said, if you have an opinion and you have an idea, if I sound a little off, it's because I got thrown off because I had to stop to go deal with a family member and came back. But oh my god, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Look at Zach, and it looks like a damn monkey. Like what's going on with the design of this game? Like, all right, whatever. Like, why is he dancing? Stop that dancing. He's like, dancing for your entertainment. Put on a show. People like you are made to entertain me. I'm pulling my Triple H when he's talking to Booker T. I like the little flip dances you do. With the little spinny things you do. But anyway, in all seriousness, thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. And I will try to quickly hit you back with another video. And like I said, take care. Merry Christmas, everybody.